The mess hall at Sing Sing Prison in New York, USA, was loud and crowded on that freezing morning in 1990. Hundreds of prisoners sat shoulder to shoulder at long metal tables. Suddenly, a loud shout exploded from one corner. Two men jumped up and started fighting hard. Trays crashed to the floor. Food flew everywhere. Within seconds, more prisoners joined the fight. Guards blew their whistles and rushed in swinging batons. The whole mess hall turned from noisy to pure chaos in just a few seconds. This was daily life inside Sing Sing, where even eating breakfast could become dangerous. But how did prisoners actually survive days like this in one of New York's toughest prisons? Let's go back to the beginning of that same day. It was 5:45 in the morning when the loud buzzer woke everyone up. Sing Sing Prison sat on the banks of the Hudson River in Ossining, New York. The old stone walls were cold and gray. Inside, hundreds of men lived in tight, noisy cell blocks. A young prisoner named Joey woke up on the bottom bunk of his small cell. He had only been at Sing Sing for 4 months. His cellmate, an older man named Rico, was already sitting up. "Another day in the jungle," Rico said quietly. Joey rubbed his eyes and stood up. The cell was tiny. Just enough room for 2 beds, a metal toilet, and a small sink. The walls had old pictures and scratches from men who came before him. The guards walked down the tier and opened the cell doors. Joey and Rico joined the long line of prisoners walking quietly to the mess hall. Everyone moved slowly, watching each other carefully. No one wanted trouble so early. The food line was long and noisy. Joey took his tray of watery eggs, hard bread, and coffee. He sat down at a table with Rico and a few other guys from his block. They ate fast, eyes always moving. After breakfast, the prisoners went back to their cells for morning count. Everyone had to stand still while guards counted heads. If the count was wrong, the whole prison could go on lockdown for hours. For the next few hours, some men went to work. Joey worked in the prison laundry. It was hot and steamy, but it kept him busy and gave him a little money on his books. Around 10 o'clock, the big metal gates opened for yard time. Prisoners poured into the huge recreation yard. Some played basketball. Others lifted weights made from scrap metal. Many just walked laps, staying close to their friends for protection. Joey stayed near Rico. Rico taught him the rules of Sing Sing. "Never look too long at anyone," Rico said quietly. "Never take what isn't yours. And if someone tries to test you, you stand your ground, but never start the fight." Even in these calmer moments, the tension never really left. Everyone was watching. Everyone was being watched. But nothing stayed calm for long at Sing Sing. Later that same morning, while Joey was walking back from the yard, he heard loud arguing coming from the tier above him. 2 prisoners were fighting over something small. The argument grew louder and faster. Then, without warning, the fight exploded. Shouts turned into screams. More men jumped in. Guards started running toward the noise. The tension in the air became thick and heavy. Joey felt his heart beating fast as he hurried toward his cell. Rico was already at the door waving him in. "Hurry up!" Rico yelled. Joey ran as fast as he could. Just as he reached the cell, he looked back and saw guards rushing in with batons ready. The whole block was about to explode. As the heavy cell doors slammed shut and locked with a loud bang, Joey realized something important. This was only the beginning of what could become a very brutal day inside Sing Sing Prison, New York, USA. And the worst part was still coming.
The alarm kept screaming for almost 30 minutes. Joey sat on his bunk, breathing fast. Rico stood by the door, listening carefully to every sound outside.
"Stay quiet, kid," Rico whispered. "Don't move until they say so." During lockdown, no one could leave their cell. No yard, no work. Just 4 concrete walls and waiting. Joey hated these long, silent hours. Time felt like it stopped completely. Finally. The alarm stopped. The guards started doing cell-by-cell checks. When they reached Joey and Rico's cell, they looked inside carefully before opening the door. "Clear!" one guard shouted. Slowly, the prison began to move again, but the tension in the air was much heavier now. Everyone was on edge. Eyes were sharper. Voices were lower. Later that afternoon, Joey and Rico went back to the yard. This time, it felt different. Groups of prisoners stood closer together. No one smiled. Joey stayed right beside Rico. Rico continued teaching him how to survive Sing Sing. "You see those guys over there?" Rico said quietly. "Never owe them anything, not even a cigarette. And if someone tries to test you, you stand your ground, but never throw the first punch." Joey listened carefully. He was learning fast. Survival here was not just about being strong. It was about being smart and careful every single second. Some parts of the day were calmer. Joey worked in the laundry. He read old books from the prison library. In the evening, some prisoners played cards or watched the small TV together. For short moments, the prison almost felt normal. But the danger was always hiding just under the surface. That same night after dinner, Joey was walking back to his cell when he saw something that made his stomach tighten. A well-known gang leader named Toro was staring directly at him from across the tier. Toro had been watching Joey for days. He wanted Joey to join his group, or pay for refusing. Rico noticed it too. "Keep walking," Rico said softly. "Don't look scared, but don't look weak either." That night, as they lay in their bunks, Rico told Joey more stories about Sing Sing. "Every man here has his own way of surviving," Rico said. "Some lift weights until they can't feel anything. Some stay in school and read every book they can find. Some just try to stay invisible." Joey thought about his own future. He still had many years left in this place. He wondered if he would make it through without getting hurt, or worse. The next morning started like any other. Buzzer at 5:45, breakfast line, morning count. But during yard time, something happened that changed everything. While Joey was walking near the weight area, he heard sudden loud shouting. This time it was much worse than before. A huge fight broke out between two rival groups. Within seconds, more than 30 prisoners were involved. Someone pulled out a homemade knife. Guards started firing warning shots into the air. The alarm siren began screaming again, even louder than the first time. Joey froze for a second. He was much closer to the fight this time. Rico grabbed his arm hard and pulled him. "Run!" Rico yelled. They ran toward their building as guards rushed past them. The whole yard turned into total chaos. Prisoners were yelling. Boots pounded the ground. The siren filled the entire prison. Joey's heart was pounding as they reached their cell. They barely made it inside before the heavy doors slammed shut again. As he sat on his bunk trying to catch his breath, Joey understood the real truth about Sing Sing in 1990. Every single day could go from calm to deadly in just a few seconds. And no prisoner, no matter how careful, was ever truly safe.